I'm excited to welcome you to Live Healthy Naturally, a podcast about how to get healthy and stay healthy naturally. I'm Dr. Samya Sridharan. You can find us on all major podcast hosts, including Google, Apple, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Chakra means wheel, like the wheel. So it is almost like a wheel inside the body, and there are 7 of those in our body, 7 chakras. And 7 chakras have different roles. And each chakra, when it's functioning optimally, can give us health in that area. And each chakra, when it's not working optimally, can give us diseases in that area. And that's what we've been sharing about, the first chakra, which is called the root chakra, the kinds of diseases it can cause, and how we can actually see those kinds of things in that area as well. Many a times we think of this body as just matter, and it couldn't be farther from the truth. Especially in this world, we call this also the Iron Age or the Kali Yuga. Everything is about the physical nature of things, the external appearance, and it is really not about what makes this body. Of course, not everybody is into that. Not everybody is all about physical appearance. Not everybody is about the external world and material world. There are a lot of people who want to know what makes us us, and what makes us sick, what makes us healthy. And that's the reason why I do these series, because for those people, it really matters. For those of you, especially who are actually listening and watching, it really matters to you. And if I can actually leave you with something that will help you get healthier, then, my day is made. So chakras are energy centers in our body. And these energy centers kind of regulate a lot of things in our body. Pretty much all of the functions in the body is regulated by the chakras. And so in the modern world, the chakras can also be related to the endocrine glands, because wherever the chakras are, that's where an important endocrine gland is also there. So which means that in the ancient systems, they actually called it chakras, and today we call it the endocrine gland in the scientific systems. But they're not that very different, but still endocrine glands are physical structures. And chakras are not just physical, but they're actually energetic as well. If you think about it, what is the difference between someone who's alive and someone who's dead? It is the chakras. It is the energy. So a person who actually has energetic flow in their body is considered as alive. A person who doesn't have an energetic flow in their body, but just a physical matter, is considered as dead. It is not the energy that we make in response to what we eat. It is not the energy that we use to move our body or to actually do work, but it is the energy that enlivens us. It is the energy that keeps us alive every day. It is the energy that even actually brought us to life. So that is the energy that I'm talking about. And this energy works as one, and it's very intertwined, and it's, very much in alignment with one another. And so the chakras, the way they are actually talked about is they are actually in the midline, all the way from the base of our body, all the way to the top of our head. So which means that it is in the center, and it actually regulates all the organs and things around that area. And why is this important? Why do we have to understand about the chakra? Because if you think about it, all this time we try to fix a problem physically, and many a times it doesn't get fixed. I see lots and lots and lots of women who come with hypothyroidism, for example. And one of the things that I always do with all of my patients is I always check and see if their body is that the problem is coming in their body from the physical plane, from their emotional plane, or from the energetic plane. This is very important to understand, because disease as well as health is comprised of all those 3 things. If it is not really coming from, it can come from one aspect of it, it can come from 2 aspects of it, it can come from 3 aspects of it. And this is important to understand. The reason why is so many people that I see with hypothyroidism, for example, they've been taking medications. They are on levothyroxine or Synthroid, but they don't feel good. Their hair is still falling out, or they actually feel cold still, or they cannot lose weight. They don't have energy. They don't feel like themselves. This is one of the most common statements that I hear, that I don't feel like myself. I've never been the same since this. And all of these statements, what essentially means is that the medication can keep their TSH normal, can keep their T3 and T4 normal, but it's not really making their body function optimally. That's what it tells us. So it's very important to understand that. And in many of these cases, I also see that these are people that have been in situations or in situations where they don't speak their truth. They are not being their authentic self. And when they cannot actually speak their truth, or they feel like they are suffocated from speaking their truth, or if they do speak their truth, they will be punished for speaking their truth. Many of them suppress that. And because our voice comes from here, and if we suppress our voice, it actually creates a blockage of energy in our throat. And because of that, somebody could actually develop hypothyroidism. I mean, it may sound so simple, silly even, or impossible, but that isn't true. There are so many things that may seemingly be impossible to you. That's not how it is in the real world. That's not how our body works. So it's really, really important to understand this aspect of it and how so many of these different things play into it. And another example is root chakra, the first chakra. So that has to do with relationships with our most closest relatives, like our parents, siblings. So this is the first chakra. So it has to do with attachment to things. And I have seen so many people who have issues with hemorrhoids or chronic constipation for years. I mean to say like 30, 40, 50 years of constipation even. That doesn't seem to be relieved even sometimes with laxatives, medications, and so on and so forth. I mean, it'll help, but they just don't feel right. They just don't feel like it's really giving them that 100%. Like they don't feel normal still. So that, in many cases, I've seen that, and I talk to them and I actually find out deeper, dig deeper and find out more. I realize, I hear always that they didn't have a good relationship with their father or their mother, or they still don't have a good relationship with their father or their mother. And one patient one time told me this, that so her father was sexually abusive. And then he was actually arrested for some other crime. And he was gone pretty much all of her life. And so she never really developed a relationship with him. And she didn't want to develop a relationship with him. But she ended up having digestive issues and reproductive issues pretty much all of her adult life. And, of course, the question is, oh, does it mean that she has to actually go and make up her relationship with the father who actually did that to her? No. It is to heal ourselves, with what has happened. It is not about the other person. It's always about ourselves. And what is it that we are holding on to? What is the energy that's blocked? Or what is it that is in excess that's actually contributing to problems? And that's what we actually started doing. We started working on many of those aspects with her, and a lot of those symptoms went away. It's just amazing, and I've seen that happen in a patient of mine where she couldn't get pregnant for so many years because she didn't really have a good relationship with her father. And she didn't have anything going on physically because all of her blood tests, ultrasounds, everything came out normal. And they pretty much told her there's nothing wrong with you. The only thing that you can actually do now is IVF. And she didn't want to do IVF. Instead, she wanted to try the natural route. And when we started working on those aspects of it, that got better. So it might sound like, no, this is oversimplified. How can it be that simple? But it's not simple. I'm not saying it's simple, actually. It is understanding and it is healing. And when we understand and we heal, things do get better because that's the only way to be. Our body always wants to heal. And the only thing that it doesn't know to do is how to actually tell you, or it's trying to tell you and you don't necessarily hear it or understand it, what is happening to it exactly and how you can fix it. And that's what we actually talk about in this Chakras course. What are the action plan? What is it that you need to do in order for you to heal from different diseases? What is it that you actually can do so that things don't even appear in the first place? And you can still join the facial diagnosis course if you want to, because that is just such a fascinating thing. And you can actually understand so much about your body. And of course, the Chakras course as well. And we are offering those as standalone because some people probably and are not ready for the whole thing, and that's okay, right? You just want to learn about some things like the stories that I told you, then you can do that. Or you can join our naturopathic medicine course. It consists of 8 modules, and it consists of the facial diagnosis, which we just completed. And even if you enroll for it now, you can still watch the video from it and be able to ask questions on the discussion panel and get questions answered. And the Chakras course, which is coming up soon. And then we have a whole module about herbs. We have a whole module about homeopathy. We have a whole module about energy testing and energy medicine, rather muscle testing and energy medicine, which is also energy testing really. And we also have another module coming up about Marma points. So there's all these exciting things that's coming up. And supplements, there's another one that's about supplements, because there are so many supplements out there, isn't it? And we really don't know which ones to take. We don't know whether it's right for us, and when do we take which supplement. And there's so much information out there on Google, and Dr. Google doesn't necessarily help. So now there's a whole module on supplements and as to when it's necessary. Is it even necessary? Or is it something that, is just blown out of proportion? So these are all the different modules in there so that you can truly take control of your health. I believe in not feeding you a fish. I believe in you being able to fend for yourself. And that is the most important thing that we can do, right? That's the most important thing that I can do for you. And that's the reason why we are actually presenting you with these courses now, so that you can start taking them and you can do better for yourself without anybody's help. And of course, if you need help, we are always there for you. But if you can do it yourself, that's so empowering. That's just something that changes you from within, because it actually makes you more confident. It makes you more fearless. It makes you feel more strong. And in today's world where everybody tells us that our bodies are just fragile, waiting for an accident to happen, and our bodies will break with every virus, every bacteria, every fungus, I'm telling you that's not true. I'm telling you that your body is super powerful. And when you understand the rules of your body, and when you follow the rules of your body, and when you learn the signs and symptoms of your body, and start understanding the ways to find and heal those problems, then you truly will have a powerful body. And knowledge is true power. And when you apply that knowledge, it's true empowerment. So I hope you join us in our Chakras course, or the naturopathic medicine course, the facial diagnosis, any course. You are actually welcome to join us. If you want to get empowered, this is the course for you. If you want to take control of your own health, this is the course for you. If you want to take control of your family's health, this is the course for you. So starting today, maybe this is a homework for you that would be helpful. Write down the things that you actually notice in your body, right? Different symptoms that you notice in your body. Maybe you notice more constipation. Maybe you notice more issues with your period. Or maybe you notice issues with acid reflux. And maybe you notice issues with heartburn or chest pain or difficulty breathing. Maybe you notice issues with throat pain often or strep throat often. And just write down all of these different things. Look at the 7 chakras and see which chakra could be associated with it and what are the different emotions associated with it, and start figuring out and start looking at, am I actually experiencing these things? Am I thinking of thoughts that don't serve me? Am I doing things that don't serve me? Am I eating things that don't serve me? And once you start actually looking at it, you're going to be blown away by how your body starts healing by simple things. It doesn't take rocket science. It's actually very simple. It's simple, very ancient, but very effective, very healing. I know you have things to do and places to be, and you chose to listen to me. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. I'm Dr. Samya Sridharan, and it is an absolute honor to be heard by you. I hope you enjoyed and learned something from this episode. Show us some love and share with your friends and family. And be sure to tune into our next episode in 2 weeks. Much love and health. Until then.